Namaskar. I'm Harpreet Kaur and I welcome you all to a live and interactive session of our webinar series titled Listening to Learn, yani Sune or CK. Today we are in 124th edition of this webinar series. You are watching us live on PME Vidya channels 9, 10, 11 and 12 and also on our YouTube handle NCERT Official. This is our special session on the occasion of National Science Day. We all know that National Science Day is celebrated in India each year on 28th of February. And of course, we celebrate it to mark the discovery of Raman effect by Indian physicist Sir C.V. Raman on 28th of February 1928. For this discovery, he was awarded Nobel Prize in the year 1930 as well. So tomorrow we will be celebrating National Science Day, and today we have got this wonderful session for you where the topic that we are taking up is Homi Bhabha's legacy as a student, scientist, institution builder and promoter of self-reliance in India. Well, this wonderful session is presented under the webinar series Listening to Learn, which in turn is brought to you by Department of Education in Science and Mathematics, NCERT. I'm sure you must be having a lot of curiosity regarding what we are going to talk today, and if you have questions, you have suggestions, any experience that you would like to share, please feel free to get in touch with us during the middle of the session as well. Our phone number is 8800440559. We also have a dedicated email ID for you, that is listeningtolearn@cit.nic.in, and on our YouTube handle NCERT Official also you can send us your queries. Now, certificates, of course, they are a very important part of these sessions. Now they will be issued to those who are joining us live on our YouTube handle NCERT Official. This webinar series is a treasure trove of some wonderful editions, some wonderful sessions that we have taken up in the past. So if you wish to watch our previous sessions, you can log on to the link which is flashing on the screen right now. This is ncert.nic.in/webinar_series.php. And now we are moving ahead in the session. It's time for me to introduce you all to my, of course, special guest who will in turn introduce you all to our chief guest. Well, he is the man behind this entire initiative. So please join me in welcoming Dr. Gagan Gupta from Department of Education in Science and Mathematics, who will not only introduce us to our special guest, but will also take the conversation forward with him. Sir, नमस्कार एंड वेरी वार्म वेलकम टू द सेशन।
नमस्ते हरप्रीत, नमस्ते साथियों। 124वां सत्र है। अगस्त 2021 में जब हमने इस सीरीज़ को शुरू किया था, हमें नहीं पता था कि हम इतना आगे तक बढ़ेंगे। आप लोगों का सबका सहयोग हमें मिलता रहा, आप लोगों के ईमेल्स हमें मिलते रहे और उस आपके ईमेल्स और आपके द्वारा भेजे गए पत्रों के आधार पर हम इस सीरीज़ को आगे बढ़ाते रहे हैं। और आप अपने पत्र हमें इसी तरह से भेजते रहिए, अपना ईमेल्स भेजिए, टेलीफोन कीजिए, हमें खबर देते रहिए। हम आप पूरी कोशिश करेंगे कि हम उन विषयों को समावेशित जरूर करें। आज का दिन, जैसे मेरे साथी हरप्रीत ने बताया, कि नेशनल साइंस डे, राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस के अवसर पर आज का ये सेशन है। मेरे साथ बहुत ही खास व्यक्ति मेरे साथ हैं, बहुत ही खास साइंटिस्ट मेरे साथ हैं। हम सब लोगों के लिए बहुत आदरणीय, हम सब के टीचर्स, ही इज नोन एज द टीचर ऑफ टीचर्स, प्रोफेसर अरुण ग्रोवर फ्रॉम चंडीगढ़ इज विद अस। बहुत बहुत स्वागत है सर आपका हमारे इस प्रोग्राम में, और हम धन्यवाद ज्ञापित करते हैं प्रोफेसर ग्रोवर का, SPSTI चंडीगढ़, पंजाब यूनिवर्सिटी, पंजाब इंजीनियरिंग कॉलेज, सभी इंस्टीट्यूशंस का, जिन्होंने कि हमारे साथ इस कार्यक्रम में आने के लिए और समावेशन के लिए अपनी संस्तुति जाहिर की। और साथियों, मैं इससे पहले कि प्रोफेसर ग्रोवर साहब आपके साथ फॉर्मली मुलाकात कराऊं, आज का दिन जैसे बताया गया कि राष्ट्रीय विज्ञान दिवस के अवसर पर है, और आज हम सर के साथ, प्रोफेसर ग्रोवर के साथ बात करेंगे होमी भाभा के ऊपर, होमी जहांगीर भाभा की लाइफ के ऊपर, उनके लाइफ स्केच के ऊपर। आज के इस कार्यक्रम का मुख्य उद्देश्य है कि हमारे छात्र, हमारे साथी उनके जीवन से प्रेरणा लें, किस तरह से होमी भाभा ने इंस्टीट्यूशन बिल्ड किए, किस तरह से होमी भाभा का नाम यहाँ पर रहा, और जो कि भारतीय नाभिकीय प्रोग्राम और भारतीय स्पेस प्रोग्राम से जुड़े हुए रहे। भारतीय नाभिकीय प्रोग्राम के तो फादर ऑफ इंडियन न्यूक्लियर प्रोग्राम माने जाते हैं। प्रोफेसर ग्रोवर इज बेसिकली a condensed matter physicist from the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, Mumbai. He is the former Vice Chancellor of Panjab University from 2012 to 2018. Presently, he is the Vice President of Society for Promotion of Science and Technology in India, popularly called SPSTI, and Honorary Professor at Panjab Engineering College, Chandigarh. Professor Grover obtained his bachelor's and master's degree from Panjab University, Chandigarh, and later PhD, his doctoral thesis from the Tata Institute of Fundamental Research and University of Mumbai. The association of Professor Grover with National Council of Educational Research and Training is very old. He is an NSTS awardee, National Science National Science Talent Search Examination, which you know now, which is known as NTSE. Earlier it was known as NSTS. So Professor Grover is an awardee of its earlier years. So, and he is the first Booker Young Science awardee for nuclear magnetic resonance applications, research awardee for foreign specialists by Government of Japan, Homi Bhabha Science and Technology awardee by the Bhabha Atomic Research Center. Professor Grover has also won the Material Research Society of India MRSI medal in 1996. Having published more than 240 research articles in peer-reviewed journals and conference proceedings, has contributed in many books as well. Dr. Grover is an elected fellow of the National Academy of Sciences India, Prayagraj, and the Indian Academy of Sciences, Bangalore. To facilitate academia industry cooperation, in 2012, Dr. Grover nucleated Chandigarh Region Innovation and Knowledge Cluster, CRIKC. Professor Grover has been the member and leader of large number of academic and scientific committees and organizations. Most notably, he is a member of Indian International Union of Pure and Applied Physics, International Commission on Physics Education, ICPE, and its Standing Committee on Physics outside academia. So once again, sir, we thank you for being with us for this program, and you are most welcome. It's now all.
And so, before you actually start, this is happening for the very first time in our Department of Education, Science and Mathematics, I would say, initiative, Listening to Learn, that we have Indian Sign Language interpreters with us. So, we are making the session all the more inclusive for all our audiences out there. And we welcome Ms. Anushka Sharma and Ms. Sonal for the session as well. And now, sir, we request you to kindly go ahead with your presentation. Thank you.
So, good morning all. At the outset, I would like to thank Dr. Gagan Gupta for an invite to give a National Science Day at the forum of NCERT. This also allows me an opportunity to acknowledge NCERT for the award of NSTS scholarship to me, which enabled me to study in India and grow as a scientist in India. I did my PhD at Homi Bhabha's Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, where I stayed for next 4 decades. So, as a preview of my presentation, I would tell you that Homi Bhabha was born in a highly erudite and a well-endowed family. He was facilitated to study and do research in the best institution globally, and he came across unexpectedly an opportunity to contribute to nation building. He grabbed that opportunity willingly, and his innovative ideas in international connection, it enabled him, and his ability to identify young people to work with him, that led him to contribute immensely to the foundation of modern India in a span of just 2 decades. Of course, he was helped by C.V. Raman, J.R.D. Tata, Bhatnagar and Pandit Nehru as he started to contribute to the nation building. So, Bhabha passed away in the year 1966, that is about 60 years ago. 30 years down the line, one of the students that he had inducted for the atomic energy program, namely Dr. G. Venkataraman, he wrote a book for the young people which is titled Bhabha and His Magnificent Obsessions. This was to inspire young people about the great legacy of Homi Bhabha. This book was released at Tata Institute of Fundamental Research, and I had the occasion to have many editions of this book reprinted during the Bhabha's birth centenary year. So, Venkatraman gave a talk, a Foundation Day talk immediately after the release of this book at Bhabha Atomic Research Center, and during in that talk he said there was nothing in Homi Bhabha's early life to suggest that he would later emerge as a great visionary. But in the same lecture he said, looking back, he now feels that Bhabha could be counted amongst the all-time greats like Newton, who was born 250 years before Bhabha, or Ramanujam, who was born in 1987, 20 years before Bhabha. Actually, C.V. Raman called Bhabha as the Leonardo da Vinci of the contemporary times. Leonardo da Vinci was a polymath from Italy who was born 450 years before Bhabha. So, Mr. J.R.D. Tata, who helped shape Bhabha's contributions to India, he wrote in 1970 at the Silver Jubilee of TIFR that the world faced very formidable problems and dangers in 1930s, and Tata was convinced that only an elite of brilliant and dedicated men could take the country forward to its high destiny. And he says that appearance of Bhabha on the scene in 1943 seemed a truly predestined one, and I will, as we go ahead, I shall elucidate why JRD stated all these things. So, first Bhabha in a nutshell. Bhabha was born on October 1909 in Mumbai to Jahangir Bhabha and Mehreen Premji Pandey. Bhabha's father was into a legal profession, and he was a legal advisor to Tatas. He was a director of several Tata companies. Bhabha was named after his grandfather Hormuzji. Hormuzji was in Mysore, and he actually was responsible for the education agenda on behalf of the Maharaja of Mysore. And so Bhabha had his schooling. Bhabha's mother was the granddaughter of Sir Dinshaw Pettit. That is why I said he was from a very well endowed family. He had his schooling in Cathedral School. The school was located very close to the residence of Mr. Dorabji Tata, and Mr. Dorabji Tata, son of J.N. Tata, was an uncle of Bhabha, because Bhabha's father's mother, his aunt was married to Dorabji Tata. So, Bhabha spent while he was in school a time with his aunt and Mr. Dorabji Tata's residence. For his college, he went to Elphinstone College, and for a year he was also in the Royal Institute of Science for a year, while waiting to attain the age of 18 to go to Cambridge. The family, Bhabha and Tata families, wanted Bhabha to grow as an engineer, but in 1926 he happened to listen to a talk by would-be Nobel laureate A.H. Compton. The talk was on cosmic rays, and that is how Bhabha got inspired to pursue a career in physics instead of engineering. So, this is the house in which Homi Hormuzji was born. It is a Kenilworth bungalow on the Pedder Road in Mumbai, and this is the house where he lived from 1945 onwards till he passed away in 1966. Both these houses do not exist anymore. These bungalows do not exist anymore. The bungalow in which he lived was named after his mother, Mehrengir Bhabha. So, this on the place of this bungalow is there a multi-storied building which is used as a residential building for the atomic energy scientists. But in the centenary year of Bhabha, I got a plaque installed outside this building which says that the Bhabha was born there. So, when Bhabha was just 4 years old, he slept for a very short time and his parents were worried. So, his parents consulted a pediatrician in France who talked to 4-year-old Bhabha, and he told his parents that this kid had an extraordinary brain, and if provided right conditions to grow, he could grow up to be a genius. So this is Homi with his parents and his younger brother Jamshed. His younger brother Jamshed was named after J.N. Tata, Jamshed Tata. So he himself was named after his grandfather, and his brother was named after Mr. Jamshed Tata. So this is Homi as a teenager in Cambridge, and Homoji became Homi when he was at Cambridge. At Cambridge, he studied in the same college where Dorabji Tata had studied, and he first obtained a mechanical engineering degree in 1930. It was followed by a degree in mathematics. After that, he enrolled for a PhD in theoretical physics. For mechanical engineering and mathematics, he received scholarships each. The scholarship he received for the mechanical engineering, that he used for studying for mathematics, and the one he received for mathematics, that he used to do a PhD. So the scholarship that he got from mathematics, it was a kind of a travelling fellowship. It enabled him to travel in Europe, and during his travels in Europe while he was doing PhD, he met the would-be Nobel laureate Pauli at Zurich and the would-be Nobel laureate Enrico Fermi in Italy, and he also interacted with Kramers, who had worked with Niels Bohr and Heisenberg. So as he started to do research, he received 2 fellowships for his research as well. The first fellowship was for a paper, his very first paper that he wrote in German, and this fellowship he used for his first postdoctoral fellowship. And the second award that he received when he submitted the thesis, that was again a 3 years fellowship, and this fellowship he used for the second postdoctoral fellowship. All this was in Europe, and it is during the second postdoctoral fellowship that he had come to India in the summer of 1939 to just for a vacation to meet his parents in Bombay and his grandparents in Mysore, and this is when he got struck in India in 1939, and he chose to stay at Indian Institute of Science, and that story I shall tell you as we proceed along. Before that, you just have on your screen Homi with his younger brother Jamshed, and here is Homi with his mentor in Cambridge, Paul Dirac, the one who gave the relativistic form of the quantum mechanics. So Homi considered Paul Dirac as his mentor, and sure enough, Dirac went on to win the Nobel Prize in the year 1933. So this is Bhabha visiting Niels Bohr Institute in 1933 while he was doing PhD in England. Bhabha is somewhere in the last rows. In the front rows there is Bohr, who organized the conference. Dirac is sitting next to him. Heisenberg is then next, then is on first. These are the people who gave the atomic theory. These are the people who gave the quantum mechanics, relativistic and non-relativistic. And here I have also marked Hitler, who was who had a PhD degree at that time. Bhabha met by Hitler during that conference, and later on Bhabha and Hitler collaborated when after Bhabha had his PhD and gave this famous theory of Bhabha-Hitler theory of cosmic ray showers, which which earned Bhabha the nomination for Nobel Prize in 1950. This photograph also has Lisa Meitner. Lisa Meitner was the first woman professor of physics in Germany at Berlin. She also had co-discovered the nuclear fission. Long story, she had to leave Hitler's Germany and Sweden, etc., etc. But Lisa Meitner herself was nominated for 18 times in chemistry and 30 times in physics in 1930s.